Today with Chris McNair at Bayshore Land Group, and we're here in Fort Lauderdale at one of the recent properties that Bayshore Land Group has been working with. Chris, can you tell us a little bit about this property?
Yes, this is actually a commercial property. There's two buildings here. This is a 3-story, 10,000 square foot building, and adjacent to it is a single-story, 2,500 square foot building. This was taken over by a lender. The borrower had defaulted on the loan. This property had hurricane damage from Hurricane Wilma. The roof was in need of repair. There was water damage, stucco repair required, painting, electrical, and plumbing work which had to be done. The elevator needed work as well. Most of the tenants were moving out, so the lender called us in to repair the building, work with the existing tenant to get them back in, and manage the property and get the property sold off.
Okay, great. And how much did it cost to rehab this property?
The 3-story building was about $200,000, and the single story was about $80,000.
And is that a typical cost to? How does that compare to other properties that you're working with?
This was one of the more expensive buildings. Most of the properties we work with are single-family residences, and those range anywhere from $500,000 to $100,000. But the average is probably anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000.
Okay. This is definitely a challenging market for all. What are some of the challenges that you've run into during this process?
The biggest challenge is figuring out what to do with the property in terms of how much money to be spent on it. You've got to look at the market to see what's going to sell and what's necessary to get it in the shape to get it sold, and then figuring out what the costs are to do that work.
Okay. How long did it take to get this property back on the market once you took it over?
This took about 120 days, but again, this was one of the properties with more damage than the others. But generally, it's anywhere from 30 to 90 days to get it back.
And how are the municipalities? Are they getting stricter with the codes and violations?
Yes, they are. The local residents, people who live next to these foreclosed properties, understandably get upset as they start to see the property in disrepair, broken windows. Pools are always a big problem because of the mosquitoes they breed, and the municipalities are listening to the residents and policing these properties more. The code violations are on just about every property. There's open permits that have to be resolved. One property, in fact, we had to demolish because it's got condemned by the local government. So they are definitely getting stricter.
Okay. What's the most surprising situation you've run into while doing this type of process?
Well, it's run the gamut. We've had one house that was being used as a crack den. There were hypodermic needles all over the place. You find human waste in the house, and actually one house had dynamite in the attic. And the subcontractor wound up throwing it in a canal. So it's been pretty interesting.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for sharing this story about this property. And what do you think in the future? Are these types of properties going to become more common for you to be involved with this type of?
Yes, I think as more and more lenders take back properties, they're going to be looking at companies to manage them for them, and really handling the code violations is a big part of that. And now the real estate taxes have come out. We're having to work with the owners, the lenders, to in some cases get the property taxes reduced. So it's really an ongoing.
Seems like it's a win-win for the lenders.
Yes, the lenders need to get these off the books and get their money out of it, and obviously we make some money as we do the work for them.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for sharing the story with us. We'll catch up with you at the next property.
Great, thank you.